Hello viewers, by now you would have seen my reading on the whistleblower and the counterintelligence urgent potential breach of national security. In that reading I did use my 78 tarot mythical tarot of the legendary. Okay, so I'll put that in the link below the video. This for this reading I'm using my Spellcaster deck. Okay, so let's have a look. I want to look at what's coming up for Trump this week. Obviously, or, politics in general. We'll start with Trump. What's coming up for Donald Trump this week? Let me just cut the deck. What's coming up for Donald Trump this week? 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 Okay, the Seven of Cups. So there's going to be smokes. There's a signifier card. There's going to be, smoke screens. If you look at what's in the background here, we've got a fog just starting to come up from that water. This is cups. So this goes to wanting to stop emotions getting out of control. How do we do that? We it's like we throw some kind of delusion over something. That's the signifier card, but it's also not being able to make a choice. What's coming up for Trump this week? This can also be, mind not being sharp, not being able to choose. Let's see what the challenge is. Balance. Okay, balance. It's coming up so much. You must be getting sick of me saying this. But look at this. We've got the Seven of Cups, not being able to make a choice. Illusionary, delusionary, possible, fog, brain fog is to put it mildly. And then we've got being challenged by balance or imbalance. I don't read reversals, but the need, at the very least, the need for balance is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to us. Why? Because of these sorts of conditions here. All right, let's keep going with the reading. I'll bring the laptop down. What's our foundation? Judgment. There's huge judgment for Trump this week. Huge judgment. And the judgment card, as you know, brings forward an inevitability of an ending. Try as you might to hang on to something, it will do you no good. There's already been a judgment made, and it is time to end this particular situation. So something is ending for Donald Trump this week. Now we've got the Hermit card, and say no more. We're in September. We are noticing the details. Trump is slipping on the details. Trump is becoming more and more isolated. Now Mitt Romney, the Republican senator, former presidential candidate, has come out, and although he says, he refused to condemn Trump, he also said he wouldn't be endorsing Trump. Now, there are those in the media that think that's a bit of a cop-out. I actually think that is pretty significant. I won't be endorsing the current president for a second term. Okay. All right. We're noticing details are coming forward. Page of Pentacles, there's going to be some kind of news, money news coming forward here. There's going to be some kind of breaking. Now, I would like to read, and maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Cohen is now sharing information with the New York Attorney General regarding possible business fraud by the Trump organization. Now, I don't know why I mentioned that. I do want to read on that, but there is some kind of money news. Is this more misuse or potential misuse around your emoluments laws? There's some kind of money news coming forward. The Nine of Cups this week, the Nine of Cups, wishes. Okay, so what's coming forward this week, it could even be related to Donald Trump's finances in some way, because we've got this Nine of Cups here. This is the wish card, wish fulfillment card. Let's keep going. The High Priestess right at the moment. I love this card because this card is talking about a book that needs to be read, that the story is still only half told. It's also about trying to bury secrets, but because there is the Nine of Cups, it could be a secret is revealed this week. Let's see what's challenging it. Absolutely, this is the lawmaker, the King of Swords energy. There is going to be some information coming out that Donald Trump didn't want, because look at this, the hopes, the sword of truth. Could even be this whistleblower, that I've just read on, because I've got Trump right here in the frame. Let's see what is challenged by. The Page of Cups, surprise news coming out, and the Two of Pentacles, having to juggle something and potential manipulation. What have we got on the bottom? Thank you, spellcasters. Thank you, Spirit. The unseen energies here. The King of Pentacles, the businessman. News coming forward. Lots of news coming forward fairly quickly. And we have our Queen of Cups. She is taking her hand off the cup and revealing. And we also have the Queen of Wands. Double, snookered. Absolutely snookered. So, this week, expect more coming out around Trump the businessman and the presidency. Let's just leave it like that. He's got this this energy around him that it is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer that he's unfit for the job. Something's coming out fairly strongly this coming week, I have to say. It has a monetary angle to it. The King of Swords looks like an investigator. This was my card from the Mueller report. Now, as part of the articles of impeachment, the Jerry Nadler's committee, or their investigation into impeachment, and I want to read. I can incorporate that this week. In this reading, impeachment. The Department of Justice has filed a 40-page brief to say that the Democrats are not really in the impeachment process, and therefore they cannot have the Mueller grand jury information. This reading is suggesting that they will get it. Let's go there, viewers. Let's go there. Trump this week. Not looking good for Trump this week at all on a number of fronts. Impeachment. Democrats impeaching. Let's have a look. Are they going to get the Mueller grand jury information? I'm feeling they will. I heard a yes. Are they the Democrats going to get the Mueller grand jury evidence here? Now, I should say that the part of the 40-page brief that Barr has lodged quotes Nancy Pelosi from June. We're now into September. So, Barr is just, I feel trying to stall again, but it's not going to work this time. So let's have a look. Will Jerry Nadler's committee get the Mueller grand jury information? Will Nadler's committee get Mueller's grand jury information? So the signifier card is that they've been stopped in the past, could be in the past, or they're being stopped, or there's an effort to stop them. But the challenge is things are moving in their favour. Love it. Love the spellcasters. Love the spellcasters deck. All right. Seven of Swords. Theft and betrayal as the foundation of the reading. Okay. Who's winning now? strength. Okay, so this whole impeachment, the way that I've wondered about how the Democrats are doing their impeachment processes, I've wondered, did they leave it too late? But it tells me they've got a very strong hand here, and they've gathered that in the past. We've got new beginnings here, and this is also a yes card. So I feel Nadler will be successful, yes, in getting that information with this Page of Swords sitting right next to the Wheel of Fortune, connecting with the Fool, which are new beginnings. Let's have a look right now. We've got the Eight of Swords. Now this is interesting, viewers. I don't read reversals, as you know. People have asked me why I don't, and that's because I think they're overtly negative, and because I like to mirror cards, which means if I have a doubt about the meaning, my intuitive meaning of the card, I will pull some more cards to get some more information. It's a way of lifting my intuition up rather than relying on a negative soundbite, a negative headline. Okay, so however, this card is reversed. The Eight of Swords, meaning restriction, being restricted, but this is in the reverse position means that they're not being restricted. Okay, so we've got the Two of Wands. This is a plan that matures in time, and we've got the hope for justice to come forward. Love that Justice card. And we've got the Ten of Swords here. Somebody's downfall. Whose downfall? Okay, whose downfall? Money news coming out on the King of Pentacles. Okay, that's quite clear. That's quite clear. It's not the Democrats' downfall. The downfall is for Donald Trump, the businessman. This is around the money. Okay, so unseen energies at the base of the pack. We've got the Knight of Swords. We've got the Tower. And we've got loss here. So it looks like the Department of Justice won't be successful in trying to keep back that Mueller grand jury evidence, that it's actually going to be coming forward this week. Let's have a look in with Barr. Because I got that card there that just made me wonder how Barr is going now, whether he's wading into deep water here, whether he realises he's in deep water, whether, because he's the one that will be investigated at the end of the day if there's a change of government. Barr would be in the scope there for investigations. So let's have a look. Barr's attempts to cover up in relation to the impeachment investigation be successful? Will Barr's attempts... Let me just close down my emails which have come up. Okay, so will Barr's attempts to obstruct again, run out the clock, be successful in relation to the Democrats' impeachment investigations? Jerry Nadler has said there's no doubt whatsoever that we are in the impeachment process. Okay, will Barr's attempts to hide this information be successful? Will it be successful? Let's have a look. Okay, no, justice is coming forward. It's challenged by the Ten of Swords. Whose downfall? Trump's downfall. Barr's downfall. The Knight of Cups, there's an offer here. Okay, so I feel that Barr is going to make some sort of offer. Again, I don't read reversals, but this is again showing me that some of these obstacles and challenges are going to start to dissipate. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. This is all about the Trump organization. If you look at what's in the grand jury, it will be the Trump organization's financial dealings with Russia, particularly the Moscow Tower, and income sources here. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles right now. This is the stability and bringing more balance back into things. Now, she's come up a couple of times as well. Okay, the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups. And of course, again, I go to Trump's children, and particularly to Ivanka Trump. And there's disappointment there. What else? Now, I don't, she didn't appear before the grand jury. There's evidence there in relation to her, is what I'm feeling. Isolation, introspection. I feel there's going to be disappointment for Ivanka Trump when that information comes forward. This is a yes, and I do feel that this is happening soon, that they will get that information. The Queen of Swords. This can be any of the judges. The judge that oversaw the Mueller grand jury as well. And we've got Strength. So yes, they are going to get that information. It is around the Trump organization and business dealings with Russia. The government will be successful, and we've got the new starts, and of course we've got the world on the world stage. So yes, they are going to get that information, and it is going to be about the Trump organization, Trump, the businessman. Now with Barr, I feel that he's going to be unable. That reading showed me he's going to be unable to get that, to stop that information. Let's have a look. Is he going to turn on the president? Because that's really what I'm feeling. At some point, is Barr going to throw his hat in? Is Barr going to turn on the president? Is Barr going to turn on the president because of that Ten of Swords there? The downfall. It's the downfall of the Trump presidency, but it could also be Barr's downfall. Is Barr going to turn on this president? Turn on Trump? Is Barr going to turn on Trump? Okay, Six of Pentacles, loans and debts. Challenged by the Democrats. That's the big challenge for William Barr. The Knight of Wands. This is not being able to hold things back. We've got the Ace of Cups. It's really too much now. This cup is gigantic, absolutely gigantic, and it's showing me that there is too much emotion now attached to all of this for Barr to be doing anything to cover up. He's operating in an environment, in a real-time environment, where what he does actually comes out in the media. The Knight of Cups looks like an offer. An offer is on the table here in some way. The King of Cups is William Barr, my card for William Barr, but it's also William Barr, the opposite of the King of Cups. It looks like there's an offer coming for William Barr. He can't make a choice. This Seven of Cups, the president not being able to make a choice. We've got the Tower card here. Okay, so there's some pretty significant, pretty serious things going on at the moment here in relation to this presidency and everybody around him. It looks like there's an offer for William Barr by somebody. Now, that could even be the Democrats as well. We've got the Trump presidency here, the hopes and fears, the victory, and we've got the Nine of Wands. Barr is going to be restricted in some way. He's caught. He's in the middle of it. He's fatigued. The Nine of Pentacles. Again, this is, having enough to stand on your own, to be independent. And we've got the Emperor. Okay, so, goodness gracious. He's not independent. He is tied to the autocrat. He's tied to Trump, the president, the dictator, and it is getting extremely hard for him to operate in this environment. He's actually getting quite tired. He is being stopped. His attempts to cover up are being stopped by the voters, this information coming out in real time, and we've got the Sword of Truth, and the abuse of power is quite clear. It's there for everybody to see. I don't know if he's going to turn, but what this reading is telling me, there's an offer there for Barr in some way, Absolutely, there's an offer there. I don't know who the offer is from or why he would be getting an offer. I can drill down on that, but I can tell you his ability to cover up for this president is waning. And he's getting very tired. What's this Knight of Cups there, this offer coming forward? It could also be his ability to try and cover up for this president is short-lived. He came in, he swooped in and obstructed the Mueller report, but that was relatively quick. Now, in the longer-term game is not going in his favour. What can you tell us about the Knight of Cups, Spirit? What can you tell us about the Knight of Cups? Okay, it's just is carrying a heavy load. This is a completion cycle as well. Keeping the Moon card, keeping secrets, but also it's a crisis of faith for him as well. And we've got Pelosi. The offer's coming from Nancy Pelosi to William Barr in some way. I don't know how or why, but Pelosi is talking to Barr, and it could be as simple as we absolutely need a new start. This president is doing incredible damage. We need to move on from this president. There is something around Pelosi and Barr really having a very truthful conversation, some sort of offer being put to Barr behind closed doors. It's the very least this reading is telling me Barr can no longer, will have to put the white flag up. He can't cover for this president. So a nice lot of conditions coming out there with the intelligence whistleblower, and now this week in relation to impeachment and getting that Mueller grand jury information. Now, what we haven't really looked at, and I'll do this later on in the week, as I said, Michael Cohen is now cooperating with the New York Attorney General Letitia James around her investigation of the Trump Organization into possible business offences, tax as well. So, Barr. Can he keep running cover for this president? Can the Republicans keep running cover? This is showing no. It's just getting beyond their ability to do so. I will read, I think, a broader reading also. I won't do it in this reading, but I want to check in on those dictators that Trump has sort of cozied up to, Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin. I want to see what they're up to, but I'll leave that for another reading. In the meantime, have a good week. You saw those cards. It's showing me that the House is really doing what it was elected, the Democrats were elected to do, bringing forward that information. The fact the strength card was there in the past shows that even though you think it could have been impeachment investigations could have been started earlier, it's showing me that their hand, the cards that they hold now, are extremely strong. Okay, so that's what's happened in time. Since November last year, their hand, their case has just become stronger and stronger and stronger to the point where you're going to probably get people bailing, as I said, leaving the Titanic. So, interesting times. Let's see what this week brings. I could be right, I could be wrong. These are just tarot readings for your entertainment purposes. I'll leave it there. Have a great week, everyone.